Welcome to Coffee Talk. I am your host, MISHUMA, SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace. And welcome to the show, Coffee Talk Podcast. This is the Cultural Variety Podcast show. I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Wednesday night sports edition. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome. It's been a while. I ain't seen y'all since last week. And first thing I want to say is, thank you for tuning in to the show, Coffee Talk Podcast. Man, this is the show where we give you the flavor, man. We give you the flavor. We're not like any other podcast show. We're not going to come on here and instigate beefs, issues, none of that, man. We're going to come over here and give you love and give you the culture, baby, and all of its facets. Again, if this is your first time being a viewer here at Coffee Talk Podcast, we appear 3 times a week. So we appear on Monday night, which is our cultural studies night. We like to read, such as the old shows like Reading Rainbow, but we like to go ahead and read paragraphs, books, whatever. We like to give shots out to our authors, our scholars, our doctors, our people. So that's what we do on Cultural Studies Night on Mondays. On Wednesdays, like tonight, this is our sports edition show, but we're not like any other sports show that you're already used to. We do not care about who wins and loses. We like to talk about it from a different perspective and about how our athletes have to maneuver or are treated justly or unjustly in the world of sports. So that's what we do on Wednesdays. And then on Friday, Saturday nights, they alternate. We like to come at you with a grown folks night. A grown folks night is just a night of humor, a night of get together, a night of laughter, a night of fun, where we'll do the 10-question Q&A, or we'll have guests on the show, and we just like to have a good time. So, man, that's our show there for Friday, Saturday nights. And, man, tune on in. Definitely. So, look, we got a good show tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about the Masters Golf Tournament. It's that time of year again. So we are talking about the Masters. And I want to ask you this before we jump into the show. Do y'all play golf at all? And, what do you usually shoot on the golf course? I don't play the big pars at all. However, I love mini golf. I'm a big mini golf dude. I like to go to different mini golf courses and try to keep my game on. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so if you play golf, man, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know. Where'd you learn it from? And, do you enjoy it? Obviously, you must enjoy it if you play it. But I'd definitely love to hear some of your golf stories. Where in the Twin Cities do you play golf at? Go ahead and let me know. We would love to even have you on the show tonight as a guest to talk about the golf experience here in the Twin Cities. But tonight we're going to go ahead and talk about the Masters Golf Tournament, which is scheduled from April 4th to April 10th this year. And before we get into our show, we never go right into a storyline. We never start our show like that. We don't start our show without giving you the flavor first. You know what I'm talking about? So let's go ahead and dive right on in as to what our day's flavors is. Today's flavor, it's not a coffee today. It's not wines today. Because of Ramadan, we're going to go ahead and say that today's flavor is water. So let's go ahead and discuss today's flavor. Today's flavor is water. The city of Macon in Georgia has been voted as the best tasting drinking water in America. The reason is that the city is home to 5.8 billion gallon lake on 581 acres. The source of water to Macon is the Jarvis Lucas Lake. The Macon Water Authority's water treatment facility is larger than some of Georgia's cities, by the way. This means that there is almost no chance of industrial contamination. So that's our flavor for the day. It's real simple and plain. Our flavor for the day is water. You know what I'm saying? However, being that you are tuning in, you know how we get down. Whatever flavor you want to add to it, you go ahead and add to it. So go ahead and pour yourself a cappuccino, some coffee, some wine, a smoothie, some a beer, some water, whatever. But just come on in, kick your feet up, and enjoy our show. All right, next, also today's flavor is the wise words. So today's wise words is this: we don't prepare you just for today, we prepare you for tomorrow. And the reason why I chose to have this as the wise words is because of this. You know, we live in a time right now where people like to reject information. And one of the greatest things in life is to retain information. Yeah, you might not need it at that moment, but you should always retain information because you never know when you're going to use it. We like to call that keys. So if you ever heard of the cliche or the words of the keys of life, that's exactly what we're talking about, is that as you go from a young person into a young adult, into an elder, some of the things that you may heard along the way from all kinds of different types of people, educated people to people that's not so well off, may have gave you some type of information along the way, you know. And it's crazy because you never know when that information may come in handy to help you. So again, we don't prepare you just for today, we prepare you for tomorrow. Those are the wise words here at Coffee Talk Podcast, and that is the flavor. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right on in. Let's talk about the Masters golf tournament. The Masters. I really don't dig that name, but that's what it's been called for 88 years, the Masters. Let's go ahead and talk about it. The Masters tournament, usually referred to as simply the Masters or the U.S. Masters, is one of the 4 major championships in professional golf, scheduled for the first week of April 4th through the 10th. The Masters is the first major of the year, and unlike the others, it is always held the same. It's always held at the same location, the Augusta National Golf Club, a private course in the southeastern United States in the city of Augusta, Georgia. The Masters was started by amateur champion Bobby Jones and investment banker Clifford Roberts. After his Grand Slam in 1930, Jones acquired the former plant nursery and co-designed Augusta National with course architect Alistair McKenzie. The Augusta National was first played 88 years ago in 1934. The tournament is an official money event on the PGA Tour, the European Tour, and the Japan Golf Tour. The field of players is smaller than those of other major championship courses because it is an invitational only event held by, again, the Augusta National Golf Club. So I didn't even know that, y'all. I didn't know that to even get invited to the Masters to play at Augusta, Georgia, it's invite only. It's invite only. So you got to definitely be a top dog when it comes to playing the game of sport. I mean, the game of golf. I apologize. The tournament has a number of traditions. Since 1949, a green jacket has been awarded to the champion, who must return it to the clubhouse 1 year after his victory. Although it remains his personal property and is stored with other champions' jackets in a specifically designated cloakroom, in most instances, only a first-time and currently reigning champion may remove his jacket from the club grounds. A golfer who wins the event multiple times uses the same green jacket awarded upon his initial win, unless they need to be refitted with a new jacket. The Champions Dinner, inaugurated by Ben Hogan in 1952, is held on the Tuesday before each tournament and is open only to past champions and certain board members of the Augusta National Golf Club. Beginning in 1963, legendary golfers, usually past champions, have hit an honorary tee shot on the morning of the first round to commence play. These have included Fred McLeod, Jock Hutchinson, Gene Sarazen, Sam Snead, Byron Nelson, Arnold, Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, and Lee Elder. Since 1960, a semi-social contest at the par 3 course has been played on Wednesday, the day before the first round. Jack Nicklaus, that is, has the most Masters wins with 6 between 1963 and 1986. Tiger Woods won 5 between 1997 to 2019. Palmer has won 4 between 1958 and 1964. 5 have won 3 titles at Augusta. Jimmy Demaret, Sam Snead, Gary Player, Nick Faldo, and Phil Mickelson. Now, let's go ahead and really talk about the Masters. You know what I'm talking about? You know how we do at Coffee Talk Podcast. We give you the flavor. So let's talk about the other side of the Masters golf tournament. The Masters is a private invitational tournament which was launched by the Augusta National Golf Club in 1934. They didn't invite a black competitor to play until 1975 when Lee Elder finally broke the color barrier. Augusta, which maintains a strict secrecy over its membership roster, didn't admit its first black member until 1990. Until 1983, the club held to a strict tradition that golfers use only club caddies, and all of them were black. It was only in 2012 that the club allowed its first female members. It wasn't until 2019 when, after decades of welcoming elite male golfers, the club hosted the final round of the Augusta National Women's Amateur Tournament, allowing for a large group of women to finally compete on the most storied course in American golf. What is your thoughts on the Masters, man? You know, earlier today, I was thinking to myself how, you know, because we live in these sensitive times, right? And everybody's so nitpicky about, you know, what teams should be called, what their names should be called. I was thinking to myself, what if we took up not calling it the Masters anymore? You know, I look at it as this: it's the Masters of golf. The golf are the top master golf players. That's how they attended. Anyway, for them to go ahead and say it. However, what if we stripped the name the Masters? You know, me, I'm not that sensitive. I'm a 90s dude. So I really don't care for it to be called the Masters. But I just want to drop that on you because it's interesting how, you know, today's baseball teams, basketball teams, college teams, they all are not using certain team names such as the Indians or logos and things like that. So I just want to hear your thoughts on it. What do you think of this golf tournament, one of the top 4 majors, being called the Masters? What is your thoughts on that? Or does it even bother you at all? You know, let's go ahead and say this. Let's go further into this. The Masters chose to stand behind a well-sounding but utterly hollow words that fail to advance the cause of racial justice and gestures that do little to make Augusta a more inclusive and welcoming place. Of course, fans this week will forget all that in contemplation of little white balls sailing over perfectly manicured fairways. The purpose of sports may be to distract us, but that does not exclude glossing over the institution's racist and sexist history. Until Augusta National faces that responsibility, its fabled green jacket is just another empty suit. What are we doing, y'all? We're playing on a golf course called the Masters, where they wouldn't allow us to do nothing but be caddy. They didn't allow their first black member until 1990. I remember those times. So I want to go ahead and put some pointers down there, and if you know some of these, let me know. But let's go ahead and talk about this regarding the Masters. Do you know that the prize money for the Masters is $11,500,000? It's a par 72. The length of the field actually is 7,475 yards. The current champion right now for the Masters of 2021 is Hideki Matsuyama from Japan. So big shout out to Hideki Matsuyama from Japan for winning last year's golf Masters champion. Do y'all know who the last 5 champions was? You know, and you may not know. You know, some of you are sports fanatics. You watch these other shows such as ESPN and other shows, so you may be up on it. Some of you may be actual golf people and really play the game. You know, I know a few friends here in the Twin Cities that really take the game serious. It's a great game, man. It's very relaxing. Again, I haven't played and walked around and got on a golf cart yet. I'm very much interested in wanting to do that. But I have done the mini golf, man, and I take mini golf real serious. You know, I like to go to several different spots, and you know, I like to have fun on the course. You know, but overall, it's a good game, man. But the past champions, and we'll just give shout outs to these past 5 champions to win at the Masters Golf Tournament in Augusta. Is again current champion is Hideki Matsuyama, 2021 from Japan. 2020 champion was Dustin Johnson. He's also from the USA. Tiger Woods was the last champion. The last champion was for him, or the last win for him, I should say, was in 2019. So big shout out to Tiger Woods. Happy to see that you're healthy. And there's speculation that you may even be playing in the Masters coming up here. So again, Tiger Woods won in 2019. He's from the USA. Patrick Reed won in 2018, representing USA. And then last but not least, Sergio Garcia won in 2017, and he was representing Spain. So those are your past 5 champions of the Masters Golf Tournament. And now multiple champions. Have you ever heard? You might have heard some of these great golfers' names, but multiple champions again was Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear. And the Golden Bear won the Masters tournament in 1963, 65, 66, 1972, 1975, and 1986. He is a 6-time champion of the course. Ain't nobody stopped the Golden Bear yet. You know, he's like the Michael Jordan of golf, man. Y'all remember Jack Nicklaus? He used to be on shows like The Love Boat and all those cool little shows, man. You always seen him, you know, not too far from a golf course. But yeah, man, you always seen he was very much out in front of the camera, man. He loved being famous and being a champion, which he is. The other multiple champions for the Masters is Tiger Woods. So again, he won in 1997, 2001, 2002, 2005, and 2019. Go ahead, Tiger Woods, 5-time Masters Golf champion. And then our last but not least, multiple golf champion is Arnold Palmer. I know you heard about Arnold Palmer. Come on, y'all. You know you done bought some of that barbecue sauce. Yeah, that's Arnold Palmer. I ain't playing with you. You've been putting that barbecue sauce on the chicken and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Didn't even know that was Arnold Palmer. But Arnold Palmer, he is a 4-time champion of the Masters. He won in 1958, 1960, 1962, and 1964. So hats off to those 3 legends in the golf game. You know what I'm saying? But here's one thing I want to say, man, because, I mean, the Masters, again, is not all squeaky clean. It has treated our people bad. And, you know, I definitely would encourage you to go ahead and grab that book if you see it up in that corner right there. It's called Just Let Me Play. It's the story of Charlie Sifford. Charlie Sifford was one of the first brothers to play on the PGA Tour. And this is what Charlie Sifford says in that book. Again, this book is called Just Let Me Play. It was published May 1st, 1992. All right. Go ahead on Amazon and get that book. It's also in paperback. You can get it for $30. You know, and if you're a reader, that a person that enjoys reading, a person that enjoys having their own personal library of good books, you know, that may be one to grab and add to your library. But again, let's talk about what Charlie Sifford has to say about golf. The first black golfer on the PGA tells of the consistent battles he has waged against bigotry in the exclusive world of golf, and tells how his courage has opened the sport to a new generation of black golfers. Author Charlie Sifford said in the book, Just Let Me Play, "To my mind, the Masters was the worst redneck tournament in the country, run by people who openly discriminated against blacks. But somehow the club got away with it. It would be foolish to point the finger slowly at the Augusta, but that's what took place." Well, again, if you want to know how we were treated and discriminated against with this Masters golf tournament, man, again, check out that book, Just Let Me Play. It has received 5-star review on Amazon. The hard copy cover of that book, some fool was on there selling it for $187. So you know it must got some good insight. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to save your money, go ahead and pick up that book for $30. It'll be in paperback on Amazon. So what's your thoughts on the golf game? Is this something that you inspired to do this spring? You know, it's starting to get warm out. So, you know, you may see me out there in the links trying to get my game on, you know, but yeah, it's a great sport. It's very relaxing. You can make some money out there. It's very competitive, you know, and a lot of people like to bet that money. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, man, listen, this is Wednesday night Coffee Talk Sports Edition. This is our cultural variety podcast show, and we come to you every Wednesday to give you the flavor of the sports. So again, I'd like to thank you for tuning into our show, Coffee Talk Podcast. I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our cultural variety podcast. I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the universal peace sign. I'm out of here, man. Y'all stay sucker free and enjoy y'all's week. Peace.